Hey, Frank, how's it going?
It's going great, Matt.
Hey, listen, there's been a lot of news lately about some proposed or actually implemented regulations coming out of the SEC with regards to measuring greenhouse gas emissions and whatnot. I think it's a pretty hot topic today, considering the average cost of diesel from January of this year to today has increased 47%. Pretty spectacular increase if you think fuel's your number one cost in the fleet. So I think it's great timing, for us and what we do for our clients. I know you and the team have been working quite a bit on some measurement tools and whatnot. Can you share with us what you guys have come up with so far?
Yes, sure, Pat. So, it is all about fuel these days. Fuel cost is increasing, and with fuel and the combustion of fossil fuels, it emits CO2. And we want to talk about how to eliminate both the cost of fuel and total cost of ownership, and also reducing the cost of greenhouse gas emissions, or CO2. And you mentioned proposed mandatory climate risk disclosures that the SEC proposed back in March of 2022. They did this in a 500-page document that would mandate public companies to disclose their greenhouse gas emissions on the Form 10K disclosures. And specifically, it relates to Scope 1 and 2 emissions and Scope 3, if applicable. So, after March of 2022, the SEC had a comment period, which ended in June of 2022. And between March and June, the SEC had received approximately 14,000 letters from politicians, regular people, company owners, you name it. Those letters have been taken into advisement on how to roll out the rules and are still currently under review. Originally, the SEC targeted last month, October 2022, for adopting final rules. However, they pushed it back month, two, what have you, to consider all those letters they have received. But either way, if it's finalized November, December, the plan is to start reporting or having the greenhouse gas emissions reporting for fiscal year 2023 for a fiscal year 2024 filing. So it is a topic that...
sorry to interrupt, but as you read through sort of the SEC proposal and the rulemaking and whatnot, what happens if somebody doesn't report?
I don't know.
Okay. It's going to be interesting to see, with all government regulations, it's not necessarily a law, it's a regulation. And, they can slap fines on everybody for not reporting. But so what have you guys done, and how are we going to sort of help our clients, with this measurement?
Sure. So again, we're talking about, we started this conversation talking about fuel, how cost is going up, and it's also responsible for greenhouse gas emissions. The proposed mandate really covers Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions. Scope 1 emissions are direct greenhouse gas emissions that occur from trucks or mobile sources. Scope 2 emissions are indirect GHG emissions from the purchase of electricity. And what public companies need to be ESG audit ready. They need to disclose how they report on and accurately report on greenhouse gas emissions. And this reporting of emissions really needs to be investor trusted, right up at the C-level, board level. And they're basically to be in alignment with, correctly reporting and correctly following the rules of how to report, fall under two umbrellas, really. The first one is the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures. That kind of outlines the recommended ESG framework, environmental and social government framework, for metrics and targets. Yep, and that's chaired by Michael Bloomberg. And the second umbrella for correctly reporting is outlined by the Greenhouse Gas Protocol, Corporate Accounting and Reporting Standards. And basically, companies need to kind of follow the guidelines from each of these agencies. And the trickiest thing to get your arms around is the emissions from mobile sources, trucks. So we have developed a solution to accurately report on the emissions from every truck in the fleet.
Where are you getting the data to do that?
So, we scrape information from several sources. From the ECM on all the trucks, we capture fuel economy, miles, we have the model year, engine type, and basically with some of these inputs, we aggregate them monthly and apply the mathematics presented by the Greenhouse Gas Protocol to report on the greenhouse gas emissions. And what the requirement is to do is to kind of normalize the emissions into what is called CO2 equivalent. It's basically 3 types of greenhouse gas emissions. And basically the technology we developed is a dashboard that ingests all of the data and reports on the CO2 equivalent per truck by month. In addition to that, we compare the emissions for any new equipment coming into the fleet to the equipment that's gone out of the fleet. And we're able to, in addition to reporting on the greenhouse gas emissions, also calculate CO2 reduction. And what happens when you replace old equipment with new, you're also improving fuel economy, which is why the greenhouse gas emissions are reduced. You're also, saving fuel costs. So, we're advising on, which trucks to replace. We're reporting on the greenhouse gas emissions. We're reporting on the savings of both fuel costs and emissions. So it's really a great solution for our customers to be able to be audit ready, investor trusted, and really show the savings of what we can do for our customers.
So who wrote the standard for this? It's like everybody has to use the same math, right? You can't have one-off math equations. Everybody sort of does their own thing.
The proposed mandates recommended the 2 agencies to follow. The TCFD for the framework of, preparing an ESG plan. In the Greenhouse Gas Protocol contains all the mathematics and tables to compute the emissions. Now, Scope 2 emissions are fairly simple to calculate. It's template driven. It's not, a huge hurdle for companies to get. But like I said previously, the big hurdle here is capturing and accounting for the emissions of the mobile sources. And our technology solves that and helps our customers do that.
Excellent. Well, it's going to be a phenomenal tool for our clients, in addition to everything that we, all of the other value that we have to offer with the flexible financing and be able to pick and choose what trucks to replace and when. So great job by you and the team with regards to the new solution. It's ready to roll out, my understanding, correct?
We are ready, yes. We've actually implemented it for a few of our customers, and we would love to roll it out to some new ones.
Excellent. Well, look forward to presenting it to all of our clients and helping them yet again, save some money.
That's right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Frank.
Pat. Appreciate it.